Okay, when we're planning a website, one of the first things that we need to do is determine how many categories we're going to need. Now, categories are usually the top level containers of any website where information is stored, and that's the first place where people look and then drill down to look for more specific information. Typically, websites that we create here at Pixelfire have 5 categories. We have static, services, news, testimonials, and example layouts. Now, as mentioned before in one of my other articles, we only use K2 for the content creation. And so when you log into your site, the first page you might see is this, or you may see the quick icons, and then we need to go to the K2 icons because we've installed K2. So we're going to click on categories, and then we can see the categories here. So we've got static. Static, we might put, typically the pages that might go into static would be about us, contact us, and other pages that don't really move. Pages that we'll put in the services category would be service pages and products. So if it's a site for a company, we'd put our service pages in there. And the news and blog, obviously this category displays items that where the most recent item added would be displayed first, and the same again maybe for testimonials, or even testimonials might be set to display items at random so that it looks different every time you come. And this category here, example layouts, is where I keep items where I've created a layout and I like that layout and I might want to use that later on as a template somewhere else. Okay, so let's have a look at a category. I'll just click on the static category for now, and we'll just go through the different options that are available to us within a K2 category. Now the first section that we have over here on the right is something called a category item layout. Now the category item layout allows us to set how many lead items we want, how many links we want, ordering and pagination. So here, I might set that to like one lead item. I just want one column. I don't want any primary items, so I can set all these to 0, and the same for secondary, and maybe the same for links. I don't want to show any links. And pagination, I've set that to auto. So, but for the leading count, yep, I just want that one. Maybe for the static category, I'd probably set pagination to hide. Now, then we have beneath that we have something called category view options, and this section we can display the category title, the category description, the image, and the RSS icons as well. This is pretty good for like the news type category where you might want to display an RSS icon if you're adding frequent new items to this category. Again, you can play around with this, and here you can handle sub-category within the category and how those are set to display here using this section. We next have something called item image options, and here we can set in the size of the images that an item may have. This can be a little bit tricky to get right, and sometimes you just need to play around with that. I'll go into that later on. And then beneath here we have the item view options in category listings. This is how all of the items within a category are displayed together. I usually have this set to show a title, intro copy, and then a read more link to read the full item. There are other settings that you can play around with, but that's it. That's what I usually have basically. Show the title, link on the title. You can change all these. You can see pretty much what you want or what you don't want. And then this part here is really for when somebody clicks on a link to read the full article, and these are the settings of how that article will be displayed and what will be included. So whether we include the item date and time, the title, the author, etc., and we can change all these as we go through. I've set, some of these things are quite good, like the social sharing. Here, I've set those to hide because I've created my own social sharing buttons, and so I've set those to hide. And then here we have like the metadata information. Obviously, this is the metadata information for the category. You would put a generic description in that talks about the category, including your keywords. Put a couple of keywords in here relating to the subject, and in here you would typically have something like index, follow, and then the author would be whoever you are, and then you would save that. Now, an item has the same meta description boxes here, and you should really have unique information for every page item on your website. If you don't, it inherits the generic category description metadata here. So put it in, just in case you forget to put it in on an item. But ideally you want to have unique metadata descriptions for items. So that's it really. I mean, there's other settings as well. We can set here the language or the how it's restricted, whether the category is published. And here is where you would type in a description. And you can change the title tags, whether it's a H1 or H2 and things like that. And obviously the description will only show if you set the description to show, which is under here. And I've got that to show. So I'll set this to hide because I'm not going to put anything in there. Alright, and once you've done editing a category and how you want it to look, you just click Save and Close. And that is the overview for editing and looking at categories. Actually, there's one thing I missed. We can create different layouts for categories, and we do that with template overrides. And I've created a few. I've created like a news category layout and testimonials category layout. Obviously, you need a bit of HTML and coding experience to do that. And if you bought a site from us, we'll develop that for you. But for other people, you'd need to have a look at editing the news and the testimonials, or whatever you'd like to call your category layout override, and then make the changes as appropriate using your style sheets.